to 1980, Alberta had a sense of we're going places. That came crashing down after the National Energy Program.
Fellow Albertans, we face a serious situation in this province.
We had no idea. It was too complicated for us, but all we knew is that there was less money and things weren't the way they should be.
The interest rate was about 23%. People were losing their jobs, defaulting on mortgages, housing prices plummeted.
We played for tough people in Alberta. Our fans were not the kinds in shirt and tie. This was not a Montreal Canadiens fan. This was an Edmonton, Alberta fan.
A lot of things had gone wrong that year, and here was a bunch of football players doing something pretty unique. That's the kind of thing that can unite a province. It becomes the diversion and the hope that everybody has.
Bet I know what's on your minds.
For a season that started in July, it's coming down to the last 6 seconds of the Grey Cup game. I think that's all you can ask for.
Who won and who lost?
In my world, whoever was left standing won. Period.
The late 1970s were winning times in Alberta, especially in Edmonton. The grandest field in the country was built, Commonwealth Stadium. In 1978, the Edmonton Eskimos won the Grey Cup, beating Montreal 20-13. Oil was driving the economy to new heights, and the Eskimos were giving their city a bold new attitude. In 1979, the Eskimos won the Cup again. And in 1980, they won their third in a row, tying a CFL record. The city, the team, and the province were riding high. But there was trouble in the country.
These people in Quebec and in Canada want to split it up. They want to take it away from their children. They want to break it down. No referendum.
In a referendum in 1980, more than 1 million Quebecers voted to leave Canada. Across the country and around the world, nightmare interest rates were creating misery and fear.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Premier of the province of Alberta, Mr. Peter Lougheed.
Fellow Albertans, we face a serious situation in this province, as I'm sure you're aware, as a result of the federal budget and energy measures announced 2 days ago.
Later that year, Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau legislated a national energy program. Ottawa wanted more control over the energy industry and a share of oil revenues. Alberta Premier Peter Lougheed saw it as a money grab. Albertans saw oil as their nest egg and feared the energy program would destroy their future.
The Ottawa government has, without negotiation, without agreement, simply walked into our home and occupied the living room.
Pierre Trudeau, a strong federalist, believed in a powerful central government.
Hey, my child.
At any cost? How far would you go with that? How far would you extend that? Oh, just watch me.
Good morning. I'm Peter Lougheed. Just wanted to say hello to you this morning. Have a good day.
Peter Lougheed believed in Canada too, but also in the power of Alberta to chart its own course.
What I do recall personally is that the interest rate was about 22.5 or 23% at that time. People were losing their jobs, defaulting on mortgages. Housing prices plummeted, more so than in the rest of the country. The unemployment situation was worse than the rest of the country. A lot of the oil companies, foreign-owned oil companies, sold their Canadian assets and moved out.
In 1981, the effects of the energy program were first felt in Calgary, and then rippled north to Edmonton, a blue-collar town whose oil fields were going dormant.
When you had to go back on Monday morning and your house was worth 10% less than it was the previous week, and the boss is thinking about laying you off, and all of those crunch things that come into people's lives are going on and accelerating. But at least you had that one moment where there was someone for all of us to unite and cheer about.
You'll see Watt back. Who it is? It's a safety from the other side. It's Gary Hayes comes in, hits him right in the back, and the ball flies in the air. Fennell gets a touchdown. Defensive lineman. That's his dream.
At that time, people had to make decisions about where they were putting their money, and oftentimes that was whether they were going to come to a ball game or not come to a ball game. That was never lost on any of us that were here. I mean, we all have mortgages. We were all at 22%, and it was tough.
Up to 1980, Alberta had a sense of we're going places. The Premier kind of gave us this vision, and so Albertans felt that we had something to offer to the rest of the country, that we were feeling confident in ourselves, we were feeling strong. That came crashing down a bit after the National Energy Program. But I think we were still feisty. And so I think that confidence couldn't be diminished entirely.
Western swagger is taking a hit. Only one bright spot is on the horizon: the Edmonton Eskimos. At the end of the 1981 season, they would have a chance to make Canadian Football League history. Never before had any team won 4 Grey Cups in a row. And that football swagger was about to impact the political arena.
None of these guys had ever been in a position to share their stories before. All of them extremely intelligent, no surprise, who helped the viewers in the film understand the bonds of those men on that field. So for me, the fascinating thing is sharing the audience is the public persona and the real persona of all of these players.
Second down, 4 yards to go. On blocking by Art Walker and Roger Nelson, Dynamite Johnny Bright explodes into the end zone, climaxing an Edmonton drive that carried 68 yards in 11 remorseless plays.
Hometown heroes gave the Eskimos their first dynasty in the 1950s, tying the record of 3 Grey Cup victories in a row. In Alberta, the line between football and politics is a thin one. For the first 2 seasons of the Eskimo franchise, a young Peter Lougheed patrolled the defensive backfield.
Premier Lougheed was a football player. That whole sense of team, I think he very much nurtured when he came into political life as well.
Edmontonian Arisia Lenny, a key insider in Premier Lougheed's government, has a front row seat to Alberta's battle with Ottawa.
And he had a very strong team around him in his ministers, and there was a strong team of officials as well.
Premier Lougheed was a wonderful person to work for and to work with.
Peter Meekison, a deputy minister with the Alberta government, is part of the team that Lougheed has assembled to challenge Ottawa.
He would ask questions. He'd want to know about this or that or how that possibly might work. He was always trying to look at the big picture and where Alberta could fit in with the other provinces and what the future of Canada might look like.